Donald Trump's Department of Government efficiency can't come fast enough. Now, listen to the latest example of government waste, fraud, abuse. Now, back in 2022, remember Joe Biden, Inflation Reduction Act? They paid a defense contractor a whopping $3 billion taxpayer dollars to manufacture all electric mail delivery trucks for the Postal Service. Now, so far, the company has built a grand total of 93 trucks. It was supposed to build 60,000. 93 trucks in 2 years, all from a defense contractor, get this, who's never built mail trucks before. Now, of course, it's not the only example of the past 4 years. The administration allocated $7.5 billion to build electric vehicle charging stations. So far, they built a whopping 226 of them. They also spent $5 billion on electric school buses. Turns out most of them were built with Chinese materials, and the administration won't even say how many of them are even on the road. And as Trump and Republicans now move to get back to constitutional order, limited government, greater freedom, cut wasteful government spending, they are about to get some ideas from the annual Festivus list that's released by Kentucky Senator Rand Paul, and he joins us now with the preview. All right, can you explain this to me? So they're supposed to build 60,000 electric vehicle postal delivery vehicles. Okay, they build a whopping 93. And then they spend $7.5 billion for these charging stations, and we've got a whopping 226. And the school buses just as bad. Senator,
you know,
what the hell are they doing?
My joke is, my joke is when they finally get the charging stations up and running, someone's going to go in there with their car and say, oh, no, they have the wrong plug. It doesn't fit. We can't charge our car here. Government is incompetent, and we should keep government out of everything they do unless nobody else will do it. But you're right. We're going to be celebrating Festivus on December 23rd. It's the day in which we air our grievances. I will air my grievances towards big spenders of both parties. We will talk about electric charging stations, electric cars, but we'll also be talking about government funding for ice skating drag queens. We'll be talking about taxpayer-funded magic.
Slow down. Can I let me stop you there? Ice skating. All right. How much money are we spending on ice skating drag queens? How much? You know, how many hard-earned taxpayer dollars on that?
I can tell you the total will be in the hundreds of billions for the entire Festivus report. I don't have the breakdown on each individual one, but I can tell you that there are millions of dollars being spent on magic. I can tell you that there's also going to be some money for the southern border, but not the southern border of the United States, for the southern border of Paraguay. So, you know, we fund small businesses everywhere. One of my favorites was when they decided that they would spend $1 million studying what happens to Japanese quail. Are they more sexually promiscuous when you give them cocaine? This stuff, you can't make it up. But it's both parties, and I will air my grievances with both parties on this. That was about $1 million.
Citizens Against Government Waste, I think was the name of the group. I mean, this is madness. Now, on a serious note here, I do like the idea of Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, and they're volunteering. They're not getting paid to do this, but they're going to they think they can find $2 trillion in government waste, fraud, and abuse. I have always believed that our framers and our founders wanted limited government, greater freedom, not a womb to the tomb, cradle to grave utopia that always ends in failure and unfulfilled promises of more poverty and a loss of freedom. So are we going to get to that point?
You know, I'm helping Doge. I talk to Vivek weekly. I've sent him 2,000 pages of waste that we've already discovered. But one thing you have to remember, and I know you know this, that it's a bipartisan problem in the sense that last year they passed a CHIPS subsidy bill. This is a bill where they're giving billions of dollars to big companies like Intel and other people that make chips. But in it, they doubled the size of the National Science Foundation from $4 billion to $8 billion. Where does most of the crazy studies that I point out, the studies about if you sneeze on the food, are you more or less likely to eat that food? That one costs $2 million. They come from the National Science Foundation. And Republicans and Democrats got together last year and doubled the size of the department. So we have to have more pressure on Republicans. We won't get any Democrat votes. We have to have more pressure on the big government Republicans to vote for the things that DOJ will bring forward and also the things that I've been bringing forward for nearly a decade.
Yeah, unbelievable. Senator, thanks for what you're doing. I mean, some of this is funny, but it's not funny when you consider how hard the American people have to work to pay $1 billion in taxes. And, you know, they spend this money frivolously. And you know what? Americans need their money back. And we do have to pay down the debt. And we do have to fund Social Security, Medicare. You know, they're both headed towards insolvency. And by the way, we do need to build up our military because we do have a gap of vulnerability. This is unreal. Anyway, Senator, Merry Christmas. Have a great party on the 23rd.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.